Hello, welcome to the Cosy Couch. It's a special episode all about Suicide Squad.
Yep.
So, go on Spoilercast.
Oh, yeah, straight away.
Okay,
Spoiler,
so-
we are going to spoil the fuck out of this movie.
So, if you've not seen it yet, then stop watching right now, unless you want the film spoiled for you, because we're not going to hold back.
Very much like our Batman vs Superman and... We
That was
did?
it, yeah.
Yeah, did we not do a Civil War one?
We were going to, we never found the time.
Oh, right, okay.
We
well.
kept saying we were going to do it, we just never did.
But that's why you don't really need to do a spoiler cast for the Marvel movies. They're good.
Yeah.
DC need it. So, yeah, much like Batman vs Superman, just going to go through points we had about the film, likes, dislikes, and a general impression of it.
Yep.
So, to kind of get the ball rolling, would you advise someone to go see this film?
Yes.
Okay. I also would. I think it's worth going to the cinema to see. But if people were wanting to wait for it to be on Netflix or something, I would also be like, yeah, I don't feel you're missing out if you don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I would advise it. It's still a good movie.
No, yeah, absolutely, yeah, definitely so.
Good, not great. I have a funny feeling you and I will have very similar opinions of this film.
I think so.
But we'll wait and see. So I've got a couple of points. First and foremost, the big selling point of the film and all the trailers and that, the Joker,
Mm-hmm.
Jared Leto, totally different take. What did you think?
I liked him. I thought he was really good. He was different, he's instead of like, that's I know he like. Instead of being like Heath Ledger's Joker, where it's more like just a complete and utter psychopath, doesn't care about anything, this one was more like I think basically describe it as if like he was just out his face and drugs,
Yeah,
and
well,
he had like a crime empire that,
the psychopath thing, I would say Jared Leto's is kind of more that he better described as a psychopath, and Heath Ledger's version was more just about an anarchist. Heath Ledger's version of the Joker doesn't care about anything.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't care about money, power, anything like that. He just wants to fuck with Batman. Whereas Jared Leto's Joker is more in line with the comics in the sense that, well, he has this crime empire that he does care about. And the Joker in The Dark Knight was very much like no one knew who he was. He was like dead, elusive. Whereas in this one, like all the criminals you do see are like they know who Joker is. He's got loads of henchmen, and he seems to be like this really big boss guy. Which was I liked, and he's just unpredictable as all hell. Like in the film, he kills a couple of his own men for like no reason, just other than he's totally deranged. He's very unsettling. I found him. It's not so much that he's scary; he's just unnerving. You're like, oh, I would hate to meet that guy. Like that'd be so scary. I think.
Yeah, you don't know what he's thinking or what he's going to do.
Yeah.
But he's quite different. It's the start of the love story between him and Harley Quinn, because it seems like he genuinely cares about her in this, whereas
yeah, there's a great scene where it's when he's convincing her. Like we said, we're going full spoilers with this.
So, no, they know.
Like
they've had the
real.
last warning.
Yeah, if you watch the film, it's the scene where it's her flashback and she's standing over the vat. It's like in what is it, Ace Chemicals, and it's the big vat of acid that he clearly fell into. For anyone who doesn't know, that is Joker's origin story. That's why he's pale and has green hair. So he's trying to convince her to jump in, and she does it, and he's clearly just doing that to try and kill her. Like, he obviously wants her to just kill herself because he thinks it'll be funny, and then he turns to walk away, and it's as if he realises, fuck, I actually do love her. Like, she is crazy. Like, she's like me, and he jumps in to save her, and that's where the two of them kind of begin from. I like that. I like that he would kill her. Like, he'll leave her to die if necessary, if it means his own survival. but he does still love her. Like he'd do anything to get her
I
back.
didn't really get that in this one. It seemed like he did risk his life for her a few times in this film.
But when they crash the car and she's like, Jay, I can't swim, and he just crashes it anyway because he knows, yeah, like she'll be drowning because she can't swim.
That seemed like a very past thing.
And Batman will have to save him. Yeah, but yeah, I still feel that like if she was to die, like he would probably leave her to die if need be, but he will do anything to get her back. Like it has to be in his terms. That seems to that kind of was the impression I got, and the fact that she was locked up. Joker's like, nah, I'm not having that. I didn't want her locked up. She's fucking staying with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seems unpredictable with her, but yeah, they do seem very much in love. So yeah, I feel he was totally underused in that film. There was not enough of him. I wouldn't have been averse to putting him in the Suicide Squad, but I don't feel that character would have worked at all as part of the team. I feel he should have been the villain for the movie because he would have been much better. There would have been a much stronger story because Harley wouldn't obviously want to take down Joker and he would want her back, so it would be a weird dynamic. Or that at least he should have been a secondary villain. Who's just trying, like they're having to deal with Joker trying to constantly get her back or something. I just feel like they jumped about a lot with him. They could have extended his scenes and had a lot more of him in it, because the fact that his storyline was so short, you were like, I didn't need to know that. Whereas if they extended that, it would be like two different films. It'd be like, here's what the Suicide Squad are doing and here's what Joker's doing while the Suicide Squad are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like a lot of his scenes were so short that you never, it was mostly just, here's what the Suicide Squad are doing. Oh look, and Joker is randomly doing something at this point as well. It's weird. They could have synced those two films up a lot better, if you get what I mean.
They definitely should have had more scenes with him in it.
Some people really didn't like him. We went as a large group, and when we came out, it was very mixed. Some people really actually hated him as a Joker.
See, that annoys me, right? Because most people that say that are just comparing him to Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's the ultimate Joker. But
well, to be fair, that's
not even then.
That is their Joker. Like, so it's very much like Doctor Who. Everyone's like, I hate him. And you're like, well, he's actually just as good. It's just you prefer like the other one.
But that would make sense if this was still the Dark Knight and it's still Christian Bale and it's
Yeah,
that
yeah,
universe, but it's completely different now. You know?
Yeah, and I just feel that I feel this Joker fits this DC universe very well. Like, I think Batman and now in the Justice League is going to be fighting massive enemies that are like well beyond his capabilities. So having a shitty clown who's just a bit unstable doesn't make sense. The Joker needs to be a mass murderer, like an absolute total psychopath that will kill anyone for any reason, for it to actually seem worthwhile Batman paying any sort of attention to him. I think he really sells it, whereas the Joker and the Dark Knight, I just feel like just got kind of lucky because he was really unpredictable. So yeah, I think he fits the universe really well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Kind of gutted he's not Robin.
Well, we don't know that.
Yeah.
But we don't, because I read an article about this just before it came out. Obviously there's two Robins. There's only two Robins in there?
No.
Dick Grayson and
Jason Todd. No, Damian Wayne was also Robin.
Right, okay, so just looking at the first two, they were saying in the animated series, Joker killed Jason Todd, like he blew him up or something like that, and that's the only canon version of Robin being killed by the Joker or Harley Quinn.
It's always Jason Todd.
But what this article was saying is, because it doesn't say who it is, there's no, it could have been Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
And maybe it could be Jason Todd, you never know.
Yeah,
He didn't say when he killed him or whatever, you know. So
I don't know. It's just there's a blink and you'll miss it kind of scene where Harley Quinn, it's like her like criminal roster comes up very quickly at the start, and it says complicit in the murder of Robin.
yeah. And in this universe, they could have been swapped around. Maybe Jason Todd was the first Robin. You know.
Yeah.
Could you never know? Could change it up.
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm basically just thinking he's not Robin.
Or unless they mean by kill, they mean they killed Robin and then the Joker was born.
But then he was born before. He's been around before Harley.
I suppose.
Because like you see him in the asylum when they're first interviewing him, like, he's clearly just the Joker of this universe.
I like him.
But yeah, I like him. And I was expecting to not like him, if I'm honest. So yeah, he was good. Batman, again, kind of underused. Actually, pointless in the film.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say pointless. He was good in the scenes he was in. Was Bruce Wayne probably in more scenes than him?
No.
Was he just in?
No, he's only in the one scene at the end.
So is, yeah, I was thinking of something else.
No, so Batman he makes sense in the Joker flashback where the two of them are kind of on the run from him. Don't think he needed to be there to take down Deadshot. Really didn't feel that at all. And that's kind of the only times he's really in it. So I was like, I feel like he was underused because I'm like, well, if you're going to put him in the film, at least give him more to do. Do you know what I mean? Or if it's just going to be a couple of scenes, just don't put him in the film at all. Because he's serving no purpose at that point. And I think I actually wouldn't have even felt that if he was only in that Joker scene. He'd be like, it's a cool wee nod, like them taking on Batman this one night. Do you know what I mean? But it's the fact that they put him in the Deadshot thing as well that I'm like, oh, really?
I think they did that to show that he is important. He's a prominent character.
Yeah, it also kind of adds a bit of weight to the mid-credits scene as well, which we'll get to, and I'll come back to why that's kind of important. Harley Quinn, I really liked her.
Yeah.
I thought
really
Margot Robbie was brilliant as her.
The only thing I like about her is her accent.
I don't mind her accent.
I can't stand that Boston, New York accent.
Alright,
It's just...
that kind of is Harley's accent though.
I know, but I mean, it's like when you're watching on Wolf of Wall Street as well, it's kind of annoys me. You're just like, oh, stop talking.
Well, yeah, but I don't mind it. I actually quite like that accent.
I'm not a fan of it.
But yeah, I thought she was brilliant. I like that she seems like they show you her obsession with Joker, where she like sees things and just stops and thinks about a time in their history, and that's kind of how they do her flashbacks. And that like that when Enchantress shows them all what they want, all she wants is to just have is to be with him and have kids with him and have a kind of weird. Yeah, I thought it was a really good scene actually. And yeah, like that's all she wants. And I don't quite like the idea of making her a sort of lead role in the Suicide Squad. I feel if you're going to go with a she's a crazy bitch route, you can't have her also have a streak of being normal.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you either just go all crazy like the Joker is, or nothing. But then again, that's maybe them filtering out.
That's Kieran.
Hello. Amanda's just walked in the room.
That's Kieran.
Yeah, I feel like we're talking about what we thought of Suicide Squad. Can we get a quick, did you like it?
Kinda.
Yeah, I think that's the general consensus we're going with here, kinda. Yeah, I feel like they should have maybe just went all in the craziness of Harley. But yeah, she was good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Deadshot.
I liked him.
Yeah.
I know, I thought he did a good job of him. He's a good assassin, but that's the thing, he's an assassin. Like, I don't think the whole kid thing, it's like they're trying to make you feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
But he's a horrible murderer.
Yeah.
There's no other
Well,
way of putting it about it, you know.
I don't think it's so much to try. I didn't like the kid thing at first, but the more I've thought about it, the more I'm like, well, it does kind of make sense as to why it would make him want to take part in the squad.
Oh yeah.
Because it's not so much
Just for that, aye.
that like you're feeling sorry. It's not so much to make you feel sorry for him. It's more to make you understand that he's not doing it to be a hero. He's basically just doing it so that his wee girl doesn't think he's a dick.
Mm.
Like, he knows he's a dick, but he doesn't want her to think that. He wants, and that's why he says to Rick when they go to say, like, they're like, oh, you know, we're going to go and save the day now, pretty much. He's like, I want to make sure that if you survive this, my daughter knows I was the man who helped save the world. And that's all he cares about. Doesn't care about money in it, which I thought was really good.
Yeah, I suppose.
So in that sense, yeah, I can give it. However, the kid thing is annoying when it comes to Diablo, or El Diablo, who burns his fucking house down with his wife and kids in it, and you're meant to feel, oh, we're meant to feel sorry for him for that. Oh, you lost control and burnt your house down with your kids in it. Guess what? Don't feel sorry for you.
Yeah. So the one that makes sense to me, right, is so like.
Are we going to talk about El Diablo then?
Yeah.
Right. Well, just quickly before we get on to El Diablo, I really like Deadshot as well.
Right.
I found it hard to be like, that's Deadshot, not Will Smith.
Yeah.
I feel he should have wore the mask a lot more, because I was like, oh, then I'd believe you're Deadshot more than, oh, there's Will Smith wearing Deadshot's outfit.
Will Smith pays. Well, if it's Will Smith
Ah,
pays for the movie. That's
Don't
right.
get me wrong, the Will Smithism of him was really funny,
Mm.
but at the same time I was still like, it's just Will Smith. Anyway, right, Diablo, you were saying.
Right, so they're like, oh, how did you catch him? It's like, we didn't. He handed himself in. I was like, oh, okay. He's feeling remorse for killing his family.
Yeah.
Then they're like, oh, yeah, this is him killing a bunch of prisoners in the yard. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? Why would he hand himself in? Because he's feeling remorse, and then he's like squaring up to the camera and that.
But I
Killing
think
people?
no, I think see, this is the weird thing, right? Because I thought that, but then when you actually think of how fucked up the timeline of that movie is, anyway, I think that happened when he was in prison, like before, like when he was
Really?
still at the height of his power. Yeah,
Right.
because you
Well,
see
how
him,
did he get him in prison then, though?
he probably just get jailed and went to court or whatever. But then he's like still going through the system. I don't know. Maybe that's when his powers developed, is when he was in prison the first
I
time.
suppose could have been.
And then he's come out and ran his empire and then lost control. I liked El Diablo up until the end of that film. Because
oh, yeah.
I was like, cool, he's a cool character, was a gang lord, you know, realised he had this power, totally used it, squandered it, fucked up, killed his family and went, I'm never using it again. I was like, this is alright, I like this character, and he's having to be forced to use a power he doesn't quite want to use. Then, right, this guy hasn't spoke a fucking word to them, barely speaks to the Suicide Squad. They've been together 3 days, if you're lucky, right? They don't know each other. Then, towards the end of the film, Will Smith basically tells him to like fucking get his act together and man up, right? First real interaction they've had. Then they're in the bar and Harley quit. That hours later, if you're lucky, right? Diablo saved the day because he killed all these people. Cool. Then they're in the bar and Diablo tells his story. Right? He's obviously like, I've used my power. I want to explain why I didn't want to use my power. Getting off his chest, right? So they have a kind of team bonding moment. Again, this is what, a few hours, they've only known each other a day, if you're lucky. And Harley's like, yeah, own it. That's their only real interaction. Then, at the end of the film, when it's like Enchantress has shown them all what they want, Diablo comes out with this fucking speech out of nowhere. Pure, yeah, this is my family. You're like, sorry, when did they become your family? When did you get these weeks, years, you know, of time together to bond as a family?
My biggest problem with him in that end scene was the fight. when he turns into fucking
Yeah.
flaming Groot.
Yeah, sorry.
What the fuck was
yeah,
that?
exactly. He turns into possibly the worst CG'd fucking voodoo skeleton thing that's on fire.
I see it's like, is that Groot on fire?
When
like
I
a
saw-
tree.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, we've hit a lower point than I thought this film could
I
have
know.
actually got to at
Should
this
not
point.
have done that, man.
I like at that point I was like, towards the end of the film, that film had already greatly annoyed me, like with the way it was going, and I was like, oh, it can't get much worse.
What would have been better? See, we'd went like human torch style. We just stayed the same size but all in flames, and even his face went like a pure weird voodoo skull or something.
Yeah.
That would have been better than this big fucking.
Or even that it was just a skeleton of a man, like normal sized, right? And that just his firepower alone was enough to take down that creature. That whole turning into a mad skeleton thing really bothered me.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, to sell the whole dramatic, oh no, El Diablo's going to sacrifice himself thing, he had to turn back into a man to say that. Because of course they couldn't have a skeleton turn around and be just blow like, oh, it was so
Do you know what? I had a
bad.
problem with that, right? So, they all went under the water, right? No one pushing that button would kill them, right? Because it's, it's a breaching or depth charge or a breaching charge. Well, breach charge go anyway, but still that close would kill you, right? But I don't get how that killed the guy. Like, he's this big.
I know.
He's this thing.
Is it experimental weaponry? What?
He's this thing. Well, he was taking in helicopters with these weird cloth things, destroying everything. They're like, sorry, we got a breaching charge under him. He'll fall through. He'll land in the water.
Well, I don't know. It seemed like a sort of an implosion thing.
Yeah, I suppose not more about it, but to me it just seemed like a breaching charge,
Yeah, but yeah, at this point you're like, what kind of technology are we using here?
Yeah.
That's not an answer.
And plus, see, we to really look at it, right, if that situation actually happened, they would go, nuke it.
Yeah.
They would straight up go, let's look at our options. So instead of
Well, actually,
nuke the fucking...
and I want to kind of get on to this, right? So, I think I've covered right, quickly, the rest of the Suicide Squad, pointless.
Boomerang was funny, he was alright, but I know he could be there. Who was the other guy? The
Slipknot, right? So this was my problem, right?
Never heard him.
You get introduced to Harley properly because you get a flashback thing and a wanted list. Same with Deadshot. Same with
Killer Croc.
Killer Croc got quite a good. Okay, I liked Killer Croc actually.
I liked him, yeah.
Felt integral to the story. Why did he go on all fours at one point to get into the sewer? I was like, what the fuck? This guy walks about like a normal guy all the time. Why is he now suddenly went on all fours? That bothered me. But other than that, he was really good. I liked Killer Croc. Boomerang, I felt like it was a total waste. What was he there for other than to just be an annoying dick? Like, don't get me, I thought he was funny, but like, what was the vision of him doing on the team?
I know. There's a lot of close quarters fighting. You don't have room to fucking chuck a boomerang.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I didn't believe at any point he would win in a hand-to-hand fight with any of those creatures.
No.
So I was like, well, he's a waste. Katana, wow, what a problem I have with her. She comes on the scene out of nowhere, jumps on the helicopter, and he's like, yeah, she's got my back. Does she? Where is your previous relationship? Where is it explained that at any point you've ever even fucking met Katana? What was she doing? Killing some random Japanese guy because they had some kind of involvement in their husband's murder? Right, cool. That doesn't explain why you work for Argus or why you're not part of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all.
Yeah, exactly.
I liked her though, she was good.
Yeah. Then Slipknot. Oh, he doesn't get wheeled up in a chair like the rest of them do. He comes out a car.
He punches a lassie.
Yeah, has he just previously been arrested? Right there and then, and they were bringing him in. There was literally no explanation. Which, during the trailers, I was like, I think Slipknot's going to be the guy who tries to leave and his head blows up. Right, I was like, that was my thought. when that happened and he got no proper introduction, I was like, that is definitely what's happening with him.
I don't even understand him because at least Captain Boomerang, is it Captain Boomerang?
Captain Boomerang, yeah.
At least he's really good at Boomerang. He can kill
And he's like a jewel thief as well.
Yeah.
He's like an expert technician.
Sometimes like, oh, there's no way he can climb. What?
Yeah. I know, that's
what a fucking shite.
Yeah, exactly. That's his big thing. Like, there's no way he can't climb.
Give me a harness and a rope. I'm pretty sure I could climb most things. You know?
Yeah, great. Like, that's great for you, Slapshot. Do you know what I mean? Alright, shite character. Was there anyone else in it that I'm forgetting? No, I think that was it.
Oh, that was it, yeah.
Yeah. So basically.
Are we going to count Enchantress?
No.
Because she was technically in it.
Nah, not part of the
okay,
Suicide
that's
Squad. And we'll get to her as a villain. So yeah, then the enemy, the generic. Well, for a start, the generic foot soldiers, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
What were they? Mud with eyes
Yeah,
that could use guns.
I don't even know what to describe it. Aye, like that mud with eyes.
Yeah. When you first get introduced to those creatures, Amanda Waller comes over the intercom. Rick, guess what, bud? You know you can't kill them, do we? We've not heard of it. That's at this point in the film. So
wait, at that point, they're all shooting at them.
No, they're not even shooting at them at this point.
No,
this is when they're kind of stealth watching them,
okay.
right? And she's like, Rick, you know you can't kill them, so just retreat. And they're like, cool, we're going to retreat, right? That should have been that they really sold the Suicide Squad to you, where they all went, nah, fuck that, we'll kill them, and just kill them like that. Then you'd be like, oh, these guys aren't to be messed with. Nope, they're all like, cool, we'll retreat as well then. So then, straight after Amanda Waller says, you know you can't kill them, they then proceed to kill them.
Yeah.
Very easily, with headshots.
Well, that's the thing, like all those soldiers were shooting at them and nothing was happening. Then Deadshot comes, one bullet each. Like nothing's like, we know he's using normal guns.
Now, that would have been cool if that would have been cool if they had done what I said, and like when they were like, "Whoa, we'll need to retreat."
Yeah.
They all went, "No, we are batshit crazy. We'll just take them on." So right, okay, they kill them after Amanda saying they can't kill them.
Also,
right?
sorry, these elite trained soldiers who are, like just absolute human spectacles of strength and power and speed and that, right? A few moments of fighting hand to hand, getting their ass kicked. Yet Harley Quinn.
Was that my baseball bat?
Yeah, absolutely no bar.
Yeah, I knew
I'm
that.
not trying to take anything away from her, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, come on, should I say a Marine couldn't do that?
Yeah, and if we can't kill them with conventional means, as Amanda Waller seems to know,
baseball bat kills them.
where's she getting that information from? Yeah, baseball bat can kill them. So yeah, they were told trash.
Yeah.
Then the main enemy herself, Enchantress.
Biggest thing I like about the movie.
Great character at the beginning. Yeah. Oh, that's weird. She's a weird 4,000-year-old witch that's inhabiting the body of some doctor, and they've got her under control because of the heart. I was like, oh, that's quite cool. That's quite a good idea. Creepy as fuck. Really weird. She's like something out of The Ring or something like that. Then,
I loved her up until the change.
Then she escapes and brings her brother to life, who I cannot believe. One of my points in Batman vs Superman, our Spoilercast for that, was Doomsday generic CG villain. Again, we go a generic giant CG villain who looked like total horseshit. Like, he looked so shite. It was actually unbelievable. Just a giant.
It reminded me of the Destroyer.
Yeah, that's basically what he is. Think of the Destroyer from the Thor film. He's that, but his face, instead of just being an obscured thing, is a black man. That's what it is. So yeah, he was generic as all fucking hell. Took him out with a breach charge, despite making him seem near enough invincible.
Mm-hmm.
And then Enchantress becomes some fucking weird. She's basically what's her name? Cara Delevingne. Cara Delevingne. She's just her with a weird head thing with some eyes on it, and she stands doing this constantly. She's like a wacky weaving inflatable arm flailing tib man. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what she does. And her voice changes from mystical language that I know that none of you know to English. Why?
And what the fuck was she doing?
Yeah, good. Yeah, what was her plan? She's going to build a machine because she's pissed off. They're ancient godlike creatures that humans used to worship, and then no, they come through time. Or fuck, the humans don't worship us anymore. How better to show them than we'll build a giant, another portal to the sky, another big massive thing with shit floating around it, like Man of Steel. Oh, we've done that before. See, at this point, the people of the DCU must be like, it's another apocalyptic event. We've had 3 of these in the past 3 years.
Do you know what? See my thinking, right? Seeming the pure, the humans just worship, they said were gods. Like, surely she could have finished went, well, they worship this guy called Superman, but he died, so we go and saving people, they will worship us again.
I don't know.
That'd be a far better plan.
Not even that. I would just make my presence known and be like,
Look what I can do.
Look, we were these gods. We're going to teach you about the ways because you've clearly lost. I wouldn't just immediately be like, oh no, kill them.
Yeah.
Kill them all. That makes so much sense.
What happens if we kill them all? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what?
What a weird... Our plan was so weird. Then I actually didn't realise when I was watching the film, but it was only when I came away from it and was kind of reading through reviews and stuff that I was like, oh yeah, they explain that when Enchantress escapes and starts her plan, that is like, what, 2 or 3 days prior to the forming of the Suicide Squad and them going to the city. So this portal's been there for a few days, right? This big massive fucking portal that takes 1,000,000 days to charge for whatever reason.
That's what I'm saying, they would nuke them. They would straight up just go, drop a nuke, don't care about who's selling the city. We need to save the humanity instead of this town.
Especially in Batman vs Superman, their answer is to nuke Doomsday.
Aye.
Right? So you're like, yes, it is a government that would nuke them. Then that also brings you to the point of, oh yeah, this is the same universe as Batman vs Superman. Fair enough, Superman is maybe still 6 feet under at this point. But there's also Batman. Right? Batman, he's
the Flash?
Don't get me started on that. He's maybe still in Gotham and he's like, that's apocalyptic, I can't quite deal with that. Wonder Woman is out there.
Oh yeah.
Where's she? She's too busy kicking about with Bruce Wayne going, we'll build the Justice League for this exact reason, but we won't deal with this exact reason. Flash, they show you Captain Boomerang getting caught by Flash, so that's another pointless cameo in the film. They could have just said he got caught by Flash. So that's them basically confirming, yep, he's out there. Barry Allen is the Flash. He might be on his own, he might be part of the Justice League, but he's doing fuck all to save Midway City, which isn't that far for him. No effort made.
I know, it's so stupid.
So yeah, the whole end of that film, you're like, this seemed pointless sending the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It would have been much better if it was like a Fast and Furious style movie where it's one bad guy's going to do something shit to bomb a country or something like that. We'll send the Suicide Squad.
What would actually been better is like, if the Joker was a villain and they purposely sent the Suicide Squad because of Harley's connection and like and there was like to the rest of them like Deadshot and I was like, pure listen, as soon as you see me take him fucking down, because she's gonna turn on you.
And Harley doesn't know about it. And while this is all happening, they're showing you Harley and Joker's connection or how they kind of know each other and stuff like that. That would be brilliant. We could have done it. We could have written a better film.
That'd make much more sense. Thinking like, okay, all these other superheroes don't need to be in it at all.
I'm not even joking when I say that. Having watched that film, right, and don't get me wrong, I have a loose kind of like fan base of the Suicide Squad. They're in the Arrow. That was actually like my first kind of interaction with them, and I was like, that's a really good idea, and kind of read into them and whatnot. I could have written a better film, not even just saying that. Like, people say things like that and they're obviously joking. No joke, I could have wrote a better film than that. Having watched that, if you then sat me down and went, could you have, like, if David Ayer or the writers were to sit there and go, oh yeah, well, could you have done a better job? I'd be like, yeah, sure. give me the same funding, all the same, you know, equipment you had, I'll write a better story.
Aye, too right.
Easily. And whether all the fans came out and whether it would get critical success like this has or not, I guarantee they wouldn't be complaining about the end of the film. They'd be like, oh, that was a much better end.
Because that's my biggest problem, is the first half was really good, but the second half was just
pacing.
disappointing.
The pacing of the film I also felt was dead weird. Spend like this time building them up, and then instead of doing a kind of middle bit where it's like them going on missions and that, getting kind of the feel for each other, straight away it's, here's the end of the world situation.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, this is here already. Like,
I didn't expect that.
didn't take long for the portal to appear in the sky. That seems to be a standard for everything.
Yeah.
So
What was weird though was the whole bring them all out their jail cells and putting them all back in to bring them out again. There's no need for that. It should have been a straight out, yeah, we'll use him.
I was like,
Dart gun in the neck, quickly, what the fuck was that? On you go.
Sense of time was dead weird as well, because it was like, Deadshot, do you want to be in the Suicide Squad? No, cool, right. 2 minutes later, oh, you're part of Suicide Squad now. Really? Like, how long have they been in jail for? Like, it doesn't explain any of that. The timing was dead off. But at the same time, it was still really enjoyable, so you were like, I'll forgive it. Second half was pish. Really, really. There was good moments in it. Characters were still good. But, yeah, the actual second half of that film.
Do you feel like it could have been improved if Calendar Man was the enemy?
Could have been.
Yeah.
It could have been a better enemy. You know, that's what I'm saying. They could have done...
Well, they're obscure Batman enemies as well.
Anyone would have been better than that. Really. Actually. And it was just a really annoying way to do the Suicide Squad. They shouldn't be dealing with end of world situations. They should be dealing with end of a country, end of a city situations.
End of a street block.
Yeah, just something like that. See, like, I really don't know what fucking road they were trying to go down. Amanda Waller, that's another character. What did you think of her? Leader of head of Argus.
She's alright. Bit of a cunt.
Yeah, I really liked her. I was like, oh yeah, she is
a good actress.
Yeah, she's really good at playing that character. This woman gives no fucks about these people.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't care that you're human beings. You're not anymore, and I will do whatever I want.
But see, to be honest, right, that is a military leader right there.
Yeah.
They're like, survival, no one can know, sort of thing.
Up until there was a point I was like, what the fuck? They go into the room, they've been trying to get to this high value target, turns out it is Amanda Waller. I had predicted that very early on in the film.
The biggest anticlimax on the planet. Because I thought as well, and I was like, no, it'll be someone we don't expect. Like,
at first I was like, oh, I wonder who it is. I was like...
To see it very first, I was like, imagine it was Superman and he's barely alive. Like, they've got him on life support now.
Yeah, or something like Lex Luthor or something like that. They're using his knowledge or whatever. Yeah, something like that. But then, that was at the very beginning when they were like, we're going for this high value target. As time was going by and they're constantly feeding information about it, I was like, they'd need to be in a kind of central hub for that kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, that, like, the fact they're looked into the CCTV and there's a sense of urgency. And she's like, you know you can't kill them. That was the point where she's like, you know you can't kill them. I was like, they know about these enemies. They've been there for a while. It's her.
Yeah.
That is they're going to that command center. So I was like, yeah, that's annoying. But then the point I didn't understand is she's in this hub, this central hub, dealing with the situation, in this city. All the people in that room are presumably there dealing with the city, have all been cleared for it. Then at the end, when Rick comes in, she just mercilessly shoots all the agents that are left and says, you know they don't have clearance for this. Sorry, they've just been guiding the Suicide Squad through the city to save the world, and they don't have clearance for what? To know the Suicide Squad exist? They've just been helped. Of course they had fucking clearance. That was like one of those things I was like, that doesn't seem like a cold-hearted bitch. She just seems paranoid. So yeah, that was a dead off the kind of cuff thing.
What I really didn't like at the very end was I can't remember the names. That dude's girlfriend who was Enchantress.
Oh yeah, June.
She should have came back to life. She should have just been gone, dead.
Well, I would have much preferred if she came back and could still turn into Enchantress, but she could control it.
Mm.
Like, she kept the powers.
That would be good, but I just think I felt too cheesy.
Well, that's the way I genuinely thought it had ended. I was like, oh, this is cool. She's still alive and she'll have the Enchantress powers, and it's just, no.
Yeah.
She's just still alive and covered in mud. Alright, cool. For another shitey fucking ending. The last thing I really have to say about it or the last thing I have to talk about is the mid-credit scene that we got. That was basically just reconfirming what we all already knew is, the Justice League are in it. Are coming into it. I was like...
Do you think that's because the Justice League trailer came out before Suicide Squad and told you all of that in it? Because it's just Bruce Wayne.
Well, this is what I can't understand. Why did they release that Comic-Con footage of the Justice League if they knew that was at the end of the Suicide Squad movie?
I know.
All it really confirms... It kind of reinforces that when Batman hands in Deadshot and Harley Quinn, obviously to Amanda Waller, because she says, I made a deal with, basically says I made a deal with Batman to get these people.
She knows who he is.
And she says, you're looking tired, Bruce, you need to stop working nights. I like that. I was like, that's cool, she knows who Batman is. So, like, they've got a two-way street, like, I'll bring you the worst of the worst criminals, but you need to give me information. I thought that was quite good, because she'll obviously, revealing his identity would be stupid, because she kind of gets to use Batman now, by saying, nah, come on, I know who you are, you owe me favours. I thought that was quite good. And then he's like, yeah, shut it down, or me and my friends will, hinting the Justice League are coming, but you're like, already knew it. Already knew that. Seen the trailer for it. So what was the fucking point in that? I was at least hoping for another scene with Joker. I like that at the end he comes in and saves her. But I was like, that has no emotional impact, because guess what? We all fucking knew he wasn't dead. I mean, just because you didn't show as the crashing or him getting away or whatever, we all knew he was coming.
Yeah, exactly.
What I did like though is that all the guards had like numbers and stuff like that, and his just says Joker. Like, he's very, like, so blazing about it, he just doesn't care.
But I mean, there's already a helicopter crash in the film where everyone survived, so we know anyone survived a helicopter crash.
Yeah.
There was 2 helicopter crashes that you seen where people survived with it.
Guess what? People can survive helicopter crashes dead easily, apparently. Dead fucking easy to survive a helicopter crash.
McKay was just unlucky.
Aye. It was... Overall, like, first half of the film really good. I really enjoyed it, and then it just took a nosedive. But there was still, I would say you still need to see it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if you're into this whole DC universe thing, you need to see it. But put it this way, like, that was the one I was like, this is going to come out the gate swinging, and it's going to change things. Nope. At this point, I'm like, DC are not doing well, because Man of Steel, great film up until the ending bit, but you're like, alright, that's just a bad ending. It's still a good film. You're like, if this is the way it's going to go, this is good.
Yeah.
Then you get Batman vs Superman, which everyone went, oh, bit early for that, considering we've not even had Batman yet. And look at that, total waste of time. It was like, why did this movie even happen? So I started putting doubt in everyone's head, and then it was like, oh, but it was maybe just that one's bad. Suicide Squad will bring it up, and it hasn't. And I'm like, I don't know how much faith I've got in the rest of these films now.
I just realised something with Man of Steel.
What?
Germany's underneath the World Destroyer. That's what it's called, isn't it? Aye. He basically just turns into Goku.
Yeah.
Because he's like getting pummeled, and then he somehow finds the strength to stand up, gets angry, and then flies through it.
Yeah.
I just realised that.
Yeah. I actually really like Man of Steel.
Oh, see.
Another wee side note here is, I don't think we actually had this news. Man of Steel 2 is actually now back on track. It's been added into, like, it's in active development.
Oh,
like, whereas it wasn't before. Man of Steel 2 was basically Batman vs Superman, but they're now actually aiming to have a
It's a prequel to Batman v Superman.
Yeah, but I'm now beginning to think Superman is not going to be in Justice League. And that Man of Steel 2 will be him coming back. Like they'll bring him back, and then he'll be in Justice League Part 2. Like that, I think that'd be a really good way to do it.
What could actually be really good is, I should be dark though if they do it. He comes back to life, but because there's no sun, he comes back like
Normal.
super weak, and he can't break out, and he's down there for like ages, and then I don't know, somebody maybe gives him the idea that they could be there, sort of one of them hears him speak or something like that,
I just think.
and then they dig him up.
I actually now just think that.
So the kind of shit we just burst out the ground like, I am fucking God.
Yeah, well, see, I don't think that'll happen. I think first Justice League movie, he's not going to be in it. I actually think he won't be in it because how better a way to form the Justice League than for it to be Batman saying, I doubted this guy, so we need to form a group to follow his ideals. And in the first movie, they all connect and they're like, yeah, this will work. We should form the Justice League, and they beat a big boss together, and they're like, oh, we're strong even without Superman. And then for him to come, for some reason he comes back, be it set up Man of Steel 2, and someone digs him up for whatever reason, and then like they discover, oh, he's still alive, and they say, oh, we formed a league in your honour because you were right, you know, we need to protect the Earth, and he's just like cool and joins, no bother. So that sets up the second film where it's an even bigger enemy again. That you're like, oh, they barely beat the first one, but now they have Superman.
They would go out and be like, pure, we're going to let you in, but what are you bringing to the table? And he's pure, have you got a den yet? They're like, no, we're using the Batcave, but it's not big enough. It's like, I've got something to show you.
Yeah,
that's why they get the like ice palace.
Yeah, the big ice palace. Yeah, because that would save them all just meeting
pure,
random
alright,
locations.
okay, you're in.
that would be quite good actually. So yeah, that was our Spoilercast for.
Aquaman's pure.
So
It's a bit far away, man. Do you know how cold it is, that water? How do you swim for fucking minutes? You can like fly and shit.
You just got a lift though, surely.
How would Batman, like just driving pure.
That's it.
Flash goes by, so man flies by like bastards, man.
I know. What? She's surely not gonna have an invisible jet.
Oh, absolutely.
If she does, I'll be like, what? Anyway, we'll end up just rabbiting on for ages. But yeah, that was our Spoilercast.
Yep, thanks for watching. Please check out our other shows.
Yeah.
They'll be down here in the description or something.
Aye.
Another thing about YouTube, you can't add in the annotations till the video's been uploaded.
That's annoying.
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah, very stupid.
Or somebody's watching us right now going, yes you can, and I'm an idiot, so...
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for watching, and stay cozy.
Yeah, stay cozy. Mad, you have to stay cozy.
Okay.
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 Okay. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.